Man, I need a moderator really, really bad. So I started the stream and forgot my mic. Let's check audio. Test. Looks good. Wow. Ooh, let me get this life jacket on, checkers. He was laying down and he won't let me, well, he doesn't like it when I reach under his belly when he's laying down. Now he wants to go to his happy spot. Okay, you can lay down. Let me move this box a little bit. Okay, there you go. Okay, we got no fish. We got no fish on. I did catch a freshwater drum this morning and didn't have my audio on and forgot to change the scene so that you could see me haul it in and unhook it and put it in my fish bag there. I did not have the audio on and I had the wrong scene. We can turn that motor off. We're going 0.8 miles an hour. I got 2 lines out. Both should have a live shad on the hook, but I am going to check them when I get to the end up here. So I like to troll along this floating pier, breakwater. We're in Conroe, Texas. That's the Waterpoint Marina and Waterpoint complex. Or
that's why I call it. I would love to be a fan of yours if you don't mind. Or join my add me on Discord for Brad.
Well, if you're a bot, I'm not going to do it. If you talk to me now, I'll consider it. You doing okay, checkers? Okay. We're fishing. We're fishing, little buddy. How's that camera? I think it's got a... Okay, that's good. So this Waterpoint complex here must have maybe 20 restaurants, somewhere in that neighborhood, maybe only 10, but it's got quite a few. And they have a band that plays up here Saturday night for sure, but maybe Friday night also. I stayed overnight here last night. I had a bunch of work to do on my streaming system. I built this live bait bucket. That was a water jug that was in our garage. There's 2 of them in there, and none of us even knew where they came from. I finally remembered one of the houses, the house that we bought, had a little apartment attached, and there was 2 of those brand new in the closet. So I had them sitting in my garage up on top of a shelf for probably five years now. So I'm doing DIY videos on YouTube for how to make your own bait bucket. And one of them said it should be round, and then people use coolers to try to keep the water cooler, keep it out of the sun. In fact, I'm gonna put this down underneath here. So that it's out of the sun. It stays cooler longer. And so anyway, we have a cooler that's rectangle, it's about this big. And I was thinking about using that, but it's just really too big for this small boat anyway. And so I'm out there, but I did go out to look at it just to refresh my memory on how big it was. So I get out there and I'm looking around and I look up on the shelf and there's the perfect thing to make a bait bucket for this boat. I think it's perfect. It's round, it's about a gallon, maybe a gallon and a half. So plus I had a pump that I had gotten when I bought a dinghy, came with it, a little air pump. So I mounted that on there. That's a battery operated one, but they do have some USB pumps. If I ever get a new one, I'm gonna get a USB one, and then I can plug it right into my system here. So, yeah. I go up here, get about to the end of this floating dock, and then I turn out to the center of the channel. Because it's easy to pick up a snag right over. If I go too close to the starboard side shore, I'll get a snag. So I got to start turning now. And we're in deeper water. We're in 16 feet, and I'm at 8 feet with this one. So let's lower that just a couple feet. No, I don't want to lower it. We're 8 feet off the bottom. That's close enough. Okay. How did that happen? The mouse fell. Okay, there we go. So I got to keep practicing this until I get good at streaming and good at fishing, good at navigating, go through this routine. So this is similar to what I'll be doing when I'm on the loop, the Great Loop, where I get up in the morning, get myself ready, get the streaming equipment ready, get the boat ready to go, and then maybe some days I'll end up fishing or trolling like this, probably using the big motor going about 1.5 miles to 2 miles an hour. But most of the time I'll just take off, and there'll be certain days when I can troll. I'll be able to fish at night when I anchor. I'm going to speed this up to a 5. It's weird, a sailboat went out of this marina. He had his sail up right away when he got out, even though there was no wind, which is, lots of people do that. He must have been motoring, but now I see him, he's out in the middle of the lake, and he doesn't even have his sail up anymore. Maybe he's just testing things. We're 17 feet now. Maybe I'll go down a foot. Now I'm at 9. Over here, I can probably let this out more. I'm at 10. But this one is sweeping way back because I don't have it on a downrigger. So there's probably 6 foot of line that's used up by swinging back like that. So it sure looks like I got a fish right by my... Okay, I'm going to change the... Okay, I'm going to change this to down. Sonar setup, installation, orientation, and I'm going to go down with it. Okay, so now you can see the ball clearer at 9 feet. And we're in 18 foot of water. Okay, I'm going to pull this one up and check my bait. You still on there? Okay. Now we'll lower this one just a hair. We're in 18 feet of water. I'm going to go down to 10 now. So I wonder, I'll bet you the people in Facebook cannot see my chat. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change this. I'm going to go to split view, and then I'm going to go here. Then I'm going to find Restream. There's Restream chat. This will take a little bit of doing though. Gotta put in I gotta log in to Restream chat. So I should probably change scenes. Live.com. And then I need my password. That didn't work, so I gotta add something to my password. Okay, so now people in Facebook can see the chat. Makes my live scope view get smaller, but that's okay. We have like 0 wind, which makes it warmer. I've been out here when it's close to 95, about 94 I think is the hottest. And if there's a breeze, it's comfortable. Okay, now we're in 20 feet. I'm gonna make it so you can see that ball better. There, that's pretty good. Let's go down to down at 14 now. So I got to change my links. You can see what they are by reading them. It's kick.com/boaterlive, so you can tell that it's Kick, but I kind of wish it would say I have the word typed in, Kick, and I have Facebook typed in to the subject line of the link. But now it's not showing that for some reason. It's weird. I have that problem where my iPad with the live scope on it minimizes, so I got to keep an eye on that. That's why I need a moderator, especially when I'm on the loop, because I got to be paying closer attention to more things, especially my depths and chart plotter and everything. I wonder if I can get let's go to charts. Let's go to fishing. How do you get rid of all of your old routes? Not routes, but like tracks, the dashed lines on a Garmin. Piece of shit. Menu, layers, waypoints, and tracks. New waypoint display, routes and auto guidance paths, active tracks, saved tracks, track display. flying. Piece of shit. Okay, so I'm just trying to... Ooh, I might have done it. Okay, I did it. So I'm in 20 feet of water, and I'm on a ledge right now. So I think I'm going to follow this ledge for a ways. So I caught a freshwater drum right away as soon as I got the trolling lines down. On this one with the downrigger, I caught a freshwater drum, and he's down over the side in the water right now in my little fish basket. It's weird, this the little diamond on my other chart here, which you probably can't see at all on the screen. It's got a little triangle that's supposed to be your boat, and it's sideways. Well, it's pointed up. So maybe what I gotta do, what happens if I stop panning? Okay, so I'm going in shallower water here. So I'm gonna turn out a little bit. I better get myself out before I get myself a snag. Okay, he's got his sails up now. You can see him way over on the other side of the lake. I'm going to change the view to forward. See if I can see some fish before we get to them, you know. Then maybe I'll run up to the bow, start casting. Okay, we're 30 feet. We're looking 38 feet out. I need the depth on auto. So there's a submerged bridge up ahead. I don't think I want to go over that. So I'm going to start turning out. Now the breeze is starting to pick up. That feels good. Test. I wonder what there's this on my other chart. There's something green. Doesn't say what that is. No, it doesn't tell you what that is. It says 30, 0030. It's like a green thing. Might be a underwater, what do you call it? Brush or fish. Something for the fish to attract the fish or them to live in or whatever. Forget what those are called. It's something they sink down there. Fish habitat. I'm gonna cut out a little bit because there's an old roadbed up here, and there's a submerged bridge, and I can see the creek bottom, the old creek bottom. Be interesting to see old video or pictures of when this thing was built. You know, there's probably, and what they had to do to build it. So they must have gone through and logged it all, got the trees on. And then, you know, there's different bridges around. I've seen bridges in the charts, and there's one right ahead of me here. So there must have been houses also. They had to buy the houses and they had to run the people out, one or the other. And then tear them down probably, or did they leave them, you know? Fish habitat, if they left them, but the lake is an average of 20 feet deep, so they probably had to tear them down. But it'd be interesting to see all of that, a video of that. I wonder if anybody ever makes, when they build a reservoir like this, if anybody ever builds a, or does a, like a documentary on it. I'd watch it. Probably, I think it would be interesting. Maybe I'd watch the whole thing, but maybe not too. Maybe it's not interesting. Okay, so I'm headed for the dang bridge. I don't want to snag my lures on it. You'd think the bridge would be maybe not. Maybe it would be ground level. If it's an old road bridge, like a two-lane road or something like that, it probably doesn't go up in the air. The bridge is probably the same height as the ground around it. But it is an obstacle that a hook could catch on, so. Or worse yet, my downrigger ball. So I'm going to turn out to the port here and miss that bridge. I'm headed right for the frickin' thing though. So I gotta turn a lot. I don't know how I got so close to that so fast. I'm like headed right for the frickin' thing. Seriously, the bridge goes at an angle, the road goes kind of like this way and then it turns and it goes that way. And it goes over the creek twice because the creek here has got an elbow in it. And so I'm going right over the top of one of the bridges. The thing I wanted to avoid. Might be a good place to catch a fish. Okay, so I'm in 28 feet of water now, so that's not a problem. I'm not going to catch the bridge. I'm only at 12 feet depth. I'm going to go to 15 now. A lot of fish right down there. Let's see if I can. Probably not. I'm not going to snag it. It's right off to my starboard side right now. Let's turn see if we can see it. No. But now you can see my dagger board up there at about 14 feet from zero to the right. Then you can see the 5-pound weight down there at 15 feet. So now I'm just going around. I'm back over. I crossed the creek just a couple minutes ago. So now I'm turning back east. I'm away from the bridge now. I'm going to lower this some more. Wow, I drink a lot of water. One, from sweating, but I think being out in the wind, probably, I'll bet you, I don't know, look that up on Grok. How much extra fluid do you need if you're outside in the breeze? I gotta think you would need more, right? He's got to be going 50, 60 miles an hour. Wind's coming out of the south today, so I'll be able to pull the sail out, and it is picking up. So once I get over to the southeast corner of the lake here, I'll pull the sail out, and then we'll sail downwind. My first and greatest victory is to master myself. And that's going to take a while. So why don't I give you a tour of my solar panels. So here's the cables coming down from above. The solar panels are sitting on this arch here, the solar arch that I built and installed. And then back here, this is something that came with the boat. It's got a roller on top, and when you drop the mast, it sets on that. And then I added these uprights, and then I also have my mast lowering device here with the winch on it. I've got two of those in there for the raising and lowering the digging or towing and digging. But the solar panels are also sitting on it. So let's go up and take a look here. There's 3 100-watt solar panels. And they're supported in the front by this solar arch, and then in the back they're sitting on top of, right next to the rear solar arch, but they're actually sitting on top of the mast lowering devices. And then the cables run along here, and then they go in through this hole right here, and I did that, and I've got some, no, I don't even have anything stuffed in there, but it's never leaked, so that's pretty cool. Then in here, I have an EcoFlow Max 2200 watt. Let's turn the light on. 2200 watt battery, solar charger, and inverter. So I've actually got my refrigerator running on 110 right now, plugged into the inverter, and also my streaming setup is running off of this as well. So we're using 164, bouncing around between 160 and 170 watts, and the solar panels are charging at 147 watts right now. I've had this on for probably an hour and a half so far, and we're down to 84% battery. And that's probably because the sun wasn't out for a while, or there wasn't much sun, and it was kind of low. So that's a tour of the solar system. And I probably should have set the autopilot before I went down there. Right? Oh, and I didn't have the frickin' right scene on. Oh, unbelievable. In fact, let's do it again. All right. Now, let's do a proper tour of the solar system. So here's my solar arch. I bought it from Oceaneering, I think, in Florida. It's a Chinese product, actually Ocean South. And their name is on it, so I know it's built in China, but they got their name right on it right here. It's just almost like West Marine in Florida. And so I've got that solar arch here, and the front of the solar panels are on that. And then I have this solar arch in the back that is a combination of this U-shaped arch right here that came with the boat for lowering the mast down on when you lower the mast. But then I added these 4 uprights here to make a wider, stronger solar arch for the back of the. It also holds up the dinghy lift, and these aluminum pipes with the winch is my mast lowering device. So let's set the autopilot. So the solar panels are laying right on top of them. And then I have these right here are combining all of the solar panels in series, I think. I can't remember if it's parallel or series. One works, one doesn't. But, and then up here are the 3 100-watt solar panels. And I have them mounted out on the outer edge there. I got a piece of aluminum square tube that goes out wider so that I can support the outside of those 2 outside panels. And then the back end of it is resting on top of the mast lowering devices. I ended up with 2 of them by accident. Boy, it is time for a new bimini. This thing leaks and now it's starting to tear. So then the cables come down this side over here, and here's where they go into the boat. I had to get extensions. I got to get some shrink tubing and redo that. And then in here we have the EcoFlow 2200 watt battery, lithium battery. It's a solar charger and it's also an inverter. So right now I've got my refrigerator plugged into the inverter, and the solar panels are charging at about 160 watts, and we're using about 170. So we're down to 83%. Let's see if you can see those with the camera. So we're using power at about the same rate we're charging. We weren't earlier in the day because of the sun angle. And I've seen those panels up to about 200 watts. Okay, so now we can change the scene back. Any questions on the solar system? On the solar system? I think we should check the bait. Still on there. Probably dead, but I don't know what to do about that. Maybe I should have changed it. Okay. All right, so 10 feet, you can see the ball dropping, 15 feet, let's go down to 20, we'll be 9 feet off the bottom, and there's a lot of fish down at that depth. check the bait on this one. No bait. I should wheel that in all the way. They're dying. God damn. Just don't understand that. What's wrong with this goddamn thing? Yeah, I don't know what to do. He's actually still alive. You're not completely dead yet. So I'm getting to the point where I'm on the wrong scene almost all the time. So I really, really need a moderator. I'll give you control of all of these devices remotely. I just added some bait without having my head cam on.
Thompson 99. TBH, I have some cool stuffs for your channel. Would you like to see it?
Sure. What do you got? Tell me what you got. Is it Emma? Okay, let's go down a little more. I got fish following. Either that or I got a fish and it didn't pull it off. No, it was just following the bait. Emma, talk to me. Good morning. Oh, I'm fishing and streaming. How about you? Huh. No, I don't remember. Okay. We should figure out what it was though to see how much of an increase. So every year now, I was able to reduce the increase. The first year I didn't get an increase at all. Talking to them, negotiating, you know, and then last year they cut it in half. I've never logged into the new one.
Emma_Thompson99. Hit me up on Emma_Thompson90.
Okay, Emma. I'll do that. I got somebody in chat. Okay, that's it? Okay, bye. Sorry about that, Emma. You are really there. You're not a bot. What the heck just happened? There we go. Come on. Okay, so you're there, Emma? I'll look you up. I don't respond to bots, but you seem to be the real thing, so I'll look you up on Discord. Excuse me. How's the music sound? Okay, let's go to... I'm going to try Clearview for a while. There's a lot of fish down there. Well, this is actually my first day with live bait. They're kind of small and they're dying quickly. And I used the water out of the dock water fountain, not fountain, hose connection. And it's non-potable water and it always stinks. So the next time and they're dying within about 2 hours. So next time what I'm gonna do is try lake water. That's probably better for them. Anyway, come to think of it, probably just quite a shock going to that. But I think, honestly, I think the water coming out of that faucet is actually lake water anyway. I mean, I don't know why it stinks so bad. Pretty soon we'll pull the sail out. Should have caught something by now. Well, I did catch one, but okay, it's getting shallow fast here. What are we going over the top of? Let's go to charts. Ooh, okay. So there's a mound, and I'm gonna follow the ledge. We're right on top of the mound right now. And there's not too many fish. There's some freaking obstacles down there for sure, though. sure my little fan is on in here. Yeah, it's blowing right on checkers. So I didn't really want to go over the top. I wanted to follow the edge of this mound. But we'll have another ledge coming up right about now. You can see we're starting to go off the mound, and we're starting to go on the edge of the mound, which is a ledge. And that's usually has more fish, and you can see them starting to come already. Go down to 14 feet, and we're in 20 feet of water. There's some biggies down there, for sure, and there's one headed for my bait right now. Come on, bite. Uh-oh, there's the policeman. So I should have had my chart on, and I could have turned sooner, and I could, if I would have been right over here about 50 feet, the ledge goes down there, and it kind of follows out that way. So I could have ran the ledge the whole while. So I'm going to head this way. I'm going to put the sail out soon. About 16 feet and 22 feet of water. So I'm gonna, it's amazing. I'm going over the top of another mound now. Now we should be starting to go down another ledge. We're at 21 feet, we're going to get to about 28. And then I'm going to turn a hard right and follow that ledge right about now. I could put on the screen, oh wait, let's go to chart. Where am I? Should be right there. Okay. All right, so I don't know if you can see that on the screen or not, but I'm going to go to the left or the north side of this mound coming up so that I'm on the ledge. So 22 feet. So off to our starboard side is the mound, and I'm going to go just to the port side of the mound, or north. Wherever the lines are really close together, that's when you're on a ledge. Hi, checkers. You doing okay? Why am I headed the wrong freaking way here? I'm headed right to go over the mound again. It's a little bit deceiving. God dang it. I'm going to go right over the top of it again. Jeez. That is weird. I want to run the edge of it, not the top of it. So, it's... Huh. Okay, I'm on the edge. And now I'm on the edge. Wind died down. I'm going to slow this thing down just a hair. Okay, so now we're headed downhill again. I'm going to turn. You know what it is? The little triangle on my chart is where am I? There I am, way over here. Okay. The little triangle on the chart, the other chart here, points up all the time, no matter what direction you're going. So it's deceiving. What you doing, Checkers? Hmm? You looking for a pet? Okay. I am in just a ton of fish. At 22 feet, there's just fish everywhere. But they're not biting my bait. Maybe I don't have any bait. This one I'm gonna let out. Get this thing in the shade. It's in the sun no matter what. Well, I'm gonna pull the sail out. Just trying to figure out how to keep my too much shit. There, I can put that on top of there. That's a good idea. Okay, what's my sure got shit. Got the wrong scene again. But this time I thought of it at least. Okay. All right. Here's the starboard sheet. Here's the port sheet. We'll put this guy back there. Here's the roller furler line. Which is latched. Okay, we'll latch that. We'll wrap that 3 times, and then we'll latch that also. Okay. Okay, then we'll come around here like so that we're not bugging checkers with the line. What happened to this? Okay. Now we'll turn the trolling motor off. And what course are we on? We're about to go over a creek bed, and we're in really deep water. So let's lower this guy down a little bit, down to 30 feet. I think my dead shad are not, that's why they call it live bait, right? A dead shad is not good bait. What's going on, buddy? Are you getting warm? Too hot? I could take this off of you for now, because we're not planning on going up to the bow much. There you go. That'll make you feel better. We're going 0.45. That's pretty slow. Might have to motor sail, buddy. What happened here? Ran out of battery, probably. Bringing down the 360 camera. Come on. There we go. Join. All right. 360 cameras back up. What happens if I hold this 360 camera in my hand? How good can you see the box? Why is that locked? God dang it. Okay. What the fuck is going on here? Huh. So, must be that the frickin' battery's gone on that too. Okay. Now, what in the hell is going on with this now? Unbelievable. Okay. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Having my share of problems today. Not enough wind to sail. Luckily, we caught one fish. God dang, water's in the sun. There's the breeze. Come on, baby. Come on, wind, blow. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I was going to give a tour of the box. I don't know what's wrong with this thing. What if the cable went bad? I'm going to switch that cable. See if that's the problem. I got another one right down here. Excuse Excuse me. I'm gonna fill this water bottle and get it in the freezer. I know you can't see anything because my head camera is the one that's not working. Oh, that is not what I'm looking for right there. I could have sworn I had another one. This right here. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Still not working. So what if I switch this one? I'm going to switch these two cameras. And that fixed it. No, it didn't. HDMI 2. That's weird. That's 1. That's 4. Huh. Okay, there's HDMI 3. Here's HDMI 4. So I'm going to have to reboot this YOLO box. So it could be my HDMI adapter. So what I'm going to do, just because I'm troubleshooting, is I'm going to pull this out of here, pull the HDMI adapter out of the iPhone, and I'm going to plug it in to the Android, Okay, let's see what happens now. Okay, so HDMI 4 is now working. Okay, so but HDMI 1 is not. So what just happened? So the iPhone is in 4. But HDMI 1 okay, so now I gotta follow these because I'm confused. Okay, so this one is 4. That's good. That's working. Now this one is 1. And it's not working. So it was partially pulled out. Maybe that'll do it. God dang it. So if I unplug this one, we should. Okay, so HDMI 4 is working with so now I'm starting to think it might be the port. No, it's not the port. It's the HDMI adapter, I think. One way to prove that is unplug this now and plug this in here. Now if that comes back, then it's not the cable. And it's not the port. But it's not coming back. Okay, so we're plugged into HDMI 1 right now. Yep. Okay, so that's working. HDMI 1 is working. So now, if I plug this back in, okay, so that proves that this cable and HDMI 1 port are working. Now, if I plug this back in, then that should prove that HDMI 4 is working. And it is. Okay, so it's the HDMI adapter. This guy right here. And it's probably my oldest, cheapest one. There isn't even a brand name on it. Do I have another one? I don't think so. Yeah, I do. I do have another one. Hold on. That's our pile of parts there. So let's plug this in here. Come on. How is that possible? That's plugged in there. This should work. Huh. So that... No, that's not working. What the hell is going on here? Okay, I'm going to shut the stream off. Just camera isn't working, and I got to troubleshoot it. Fish aren't biting. The wind